we got music.
There we go. You need to bring any of those other ones over here?
Oh, God.
And it's still a clean one. Boom.
Boom.
Welcome once again, boys and girls, to the K&E Hour. I'm E.
I'm Kate, as always.
And tonight, we're going to talk about Boober Eats.
Cable with Elmo. I have no idea what that even is.
And the penis church. Be ready for that conversation.
Along with several other topics, and we're always happy to take your questions.
Absolutely. Always hit that subscribe button.
Hit the little bell next to it so you never have to miss us.
That's right. We're just a couple minutes late tonight. We had some technical difficulties, but it's okay. You had to stop, get something to eat, and get some beer to come have some laughs.
And to be honest, we hit go live, and the computer said,
No
thanks. So, but we're here now. We can't wait to talk to y'all.
And I'm very happy to talk to you. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about tonight.
We have got a full show. We will be shocked if we get it all in.
Yeah, it's gonna be close.
If not, that's fine. We'll bring it up next week, or we'll roll some over to next week.
Right. We've had some good shorts out there on the interweb.
Right.
Shout out to Dan Mitchell. Good to see you out here, buddy.
He was wondering about us.
We had a problem. We fixed it. Basically, it's like that old Facebook meme, you know. But at a young age, I fell through a tree, hit every limb on the way down. Said, "'Tis a scratch."
Right.
At my age now, I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and it's like, I am broken.
I am broken. I always heard that you fell down the tree, hit every limb on the way down, except it was the ugly tree.
Anybody ever tell you got a face for radio?
Yes. I have been told that. This is not a new thing.
Some of us woke up with the uglies.
Yeah, my wife woke up with the uglies, and then she got up and left me laying there.
Wives are funny like that.
They are.
Anyway, it's been a good week. I've had a good week. Got a lot of rain out there, but you know that don't judge us down. We still gonna have a good week.
Oh, I have had a phenomenal week. It has been exciting from last Wednesday to today. Slam that beer.
It needs another way. Got old Dustin out there, better late than never. Fellers.
There you go. Hey, I'm proud of you. I'm
trying to get better. Kyle's charging me money every time I say the F-bomb.
Yeah, we got a jug.
So if this show really takes off, I'm going to be like a couple thousand in debt.
We'll put his Venmo up there so you'll know where to send donations for your damn F-bomb.
Need that help. I'm trying to be a better person. Better than what? Better than I was just a second ago.
All right, ha. So, what you want to talk about today?
Anyway, I just want to point out we got a bunch of shorts out there now.
Yes,
we're learning things as we go, and we've had some shorts that hit some good numbers.
Oh yeah, definitely. But if y'all, catch them if you get a chance.
Yeah, you're on the pooper. Take a scooper, hit that short button, take a look at them. But like we had one that just popped up pretty good. It was over 1,000 views. Was doing some work over the weekend and. Kyle threw a dang fireball in my face and almost got me.
It'd have been funnier if I'd actually hit him, but
he thinks it would have been funnier if it had set my hair on fire and my eyebrows would have burnt off. But that thing came close, all the heat came up, a little bit of oxygen was sucked out my I had to get.
He did lose a partial eyebrow.
It happens. But you know, weird things happen when you're working.
Right.
It does. Like there was a time I was working for a cable company. Ever tell you this story? Okay, Kyle has a question.
Are we going straight into the cable with Elmo?
We are not.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought we was, and I have been waiting a week to hear the cable with Elmo story.
We're going into the cable with Elmo.
We'll make up your mind.
I had a good lead up there, and then we stopped it with
we
questions.
Blew it. Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Technical issue, Kyle.
Rewind. Okay.
But you know, there was a time, things go wrong on the job.
Well, all right, tell me about it, Ed.
Well, back when I was a cable man, I had to go do a job at a house one time, at an apartment complex.
Was the guy's name Elmo?
No, it was a little old lady. I go inside this house, right, real quick, I go to the box and everything on the outside of the house, make sure she's got the right DVAs and all that, and everything's connected, and she's gonna get her favorite channels. So I knock on the door like, hey, how you doing? She goes, I'm Ed, this and that. I'm gonna hook up the cable in here. Thanks, Brian. Shout out to Brian. We love you, buddy.
Appreciate
Eddie's
you
always
being
on fire.
here. Yeah.
But the K&E hours and Inferno, we're always on fire.
Back to Elmo.
Anyways, I go in this house, right? It's an apartment house. This woman has a studio apartment. Her bed is like in the living room, and there's a kitchen, and her kitchen dinette table's in the same room. It's a tight house.
Yeah, I get what a studio apartment means.
Well, the newer generation probably don't know what a studio is.
Well, go ahead.
We called them efficiencies back in the day.
We called them poor folk apartments.
I had one.
I've lived in them. I know that's how I know they're poor folk apartments, because I had to live in them.
It was hurtful, but I get what he's going at.
I was the poor folk.
We've all been there. But anyways.
So at what part do you bang Elmo?
This woman, there is no banging of Elmo. All right. This is a haunting. Right?
Okay.
It's a horrible, horrible thing. I go in this apartment, right? And I notice that this woman, she has a table there, right?
Right.
And she's got chairs around it. And she's got Elmo dolls everywhere. They're sitting in chairs around like baby chairs around this table. They're on the shelves, they're on her bed and this and that.
So she's an Elmo freak.
She's an Elmo collector, she said. Collector. Haunted. She's an Elmo possessor. Some weird stuff happened. Anyways, I'm sitting there talking to her, I'm getting ready to put a plug in her wall to run her some cable, right? But, I set the box on the TV and get this, run it all down to the TV from the box, get it ran out, run my length out, put all my ends in, jack the snips on, I'm ready to go, right?
Right.
Get all my traps on the thing, because back then you had to put traps on, and the little old ladies, sometimes I leave the trap off. Let them have some free HBO for a month before my quality control guy came out and said, oh, he left on. Oh, okay, just put it on.
So the little old lady's watching the skin flicks on Cinemax.
Nope, HBO. I said HBO.
Okay, my bad.
Let's keep up with the story. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm hooking all this up, and I make a comment about all these Elmo dolls, right? Like, you have a large Elmo collection.
Right.
I said, I always liked Elmo because the way he giggled, I always felt like he was one with me, because I kind of giggled like him, Anyways, she's sitting there, yeah, this and that. She goes, these here, this one here. And I like, do they talk or anything? She's like, they do. She said, but they ain't got no batteries in them, or what batteries are in them, they're dead. And they haven't, batteries been dead for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sounds good. It's a nice collection. She goes, do you mind if I leave for a minute? She goes, I got to walk over to the post or mailbox room and get her mail. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with that. Go ahead. I'm just going to, are you okay with me being in here? And she's like, yeah, you're fine.
Just leave me here with the Elmos.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, she takes off, right? All the power's off, because I'm working on the TV, so there's no TV sound right now, right? I literally, I catch my hoe, run my drill through the wall, right? Step outside, run my cable through, right? Got my cable on the inside the wall, come back in, and I'm sitting down, kneel down, I'm looking at this thing. She ain't came back yet. She had her walker. It took her a minute, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm installing this cable, and I pull it through, and I cut the line and all that, put the jack of the barrel on it and all that, hook it up to the outlet, do this, plug it in, and I'm plugging on the outside of it, ready to go to the TV. And in the silence, I heard, will you play with me? And I immediately stood right up and looked around. As I stood up and turned around, one Elmo at that table's head was still turning its head. Looked right at me, man. Right eye to eye. We made contact, and I was like, I'm out.
Yes.
Opened that door, walked out the door, ready to tell the lady, like, hey, I'm going to have to door hang you. There were some problems, and I'm not going back in there.
At this moment, we are out there. I am not dealing with talking Elmos that don't have batteries in them.
To sit there in the dead quiet, and you got the white noise in the ear, the buzz and all that, and all your ears like, will you play with me? And as I look up, just see that head go, nope, done. I was out, baby. I was out like Flint, in like Flint, out like Chuck. I was out of there. Yeah. It was the scariest thing ever. My bones chilled. I was like, what the fuck?
I remember many years ago, I was sitting at the computer one morning, and I was the only one in the house awake. And this was the old time big computer monitors that looked like a small television sitting there. Well, I was reading about the Amityville horror. I was actually reading about the guy who actually did the murders. But
that was real.
I was reading about all that, and like you just said, it's dead silence in here. Go ahead and give him a shout out.
What's up, JD? Good to see you on the show, baby.
All right,
hit that subscribe.
That's right.
That's one of my other nephews right there. I need you to tell your friends. Get them all in here.
So I'm sitting here, and it's like what you just said. I mean, it's just dead silence. There's no TVs on where I'm at, nothing.
Right.
Everybody in the house is asleep. Well, what happened was the power went out for just 3 seconds.
You'll have that on the big jobs.
Them old computer monitors, when you shut it off, it made that loud pop.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting here and I am all engulfed in this Amityville shit. The dude that killed him and all the theories behind it and all that. That thing popped. And I hate to use the word scared, but I guess that's the only word I can use here.
Yeah.
But that it gave me that uneasy feeling that everything came back on and all that, and I couldn't shake the feeling. I finally got up, went and got in my truck and left.
I was doing the same thing.
Well, when I finally, 2 or 3 months later, I got around to telling my wife the story, she's like, so you thought something crazy was going on in the house. You got up and left. You didn't worry about the fact that me and both our children were asleep in the house. Nope, y'all was on your own.
Well, I like to
left your ass there.
I didn't abandon all the wives and the children and everything like that. But I was, as soon as that happened, as soon as I heard that Wiki play with me, and I looked around like that, saw that head finish moving, like right at me. Every horror story I'd ever watched in my entire life where some kid murdered everybody, flashed in my head. Especially Pet Cemetery. That bitch is a son of a bitch.
Oh, you start saying that, all I could think of was Chucky.
Yeah.
Will you be my friend? I'm your friend to the end. Yeah.
And your end is right around the corner.
Did I ever tell you about that damn doll that my son had?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it was what was the Chucky doll? It was.
Oh, you talking about that little bear he had?
No. It was whatever.
My buddy doll.
Yeah, my buddy. That was it. Thank you. That's what I needed.
Yeah, I remember him.
Well, he had one of them for a while, and then the Chucky movie came out. I mean, that was the same doll.
Right.
Well, that spooked him, so he didn't want the doll no more. So he brings it, and I don't remember exactly, but he put it like in our room. Yeah. He didn't want it in his room, so he came and put it in our room. So, and to this day, I think it was his sister screwing with him, but she just won't admit it.
Sisters.
But a couple days later, he wakes up, that doll is back in his room. So he's really freaking out then. Well, me and his mom are like, it's okay. So we take the doll, we go put it under a cupboard somewhere. Whatever. Couple days go by, he wakes up in the morning and that doll is back in his room.
It's scary.
So the next move, of course, the most logical move, we throw it in the trash.
Oh, yeah.
And, we're done. This doll is gone. Couple days later, he wakes up. That doll is back in his room.
It's
At
time
this
to move.
point, he ain't the only one freaking out. I mean, now me and Mom are freaking out too. I finally put that doll in the back of my truck, drove it across town to a restaurant, put it in their dumpster, and just by luck, watched the truck physically empty the dumpster and drive that doll away. That's the only way we ever got rid of that doll.
That's the only way you can do it. Set it on fire, throw it in another dumpster. But I just want to point out a factor I think is funny. The fact that you got your son back, what was this, in the 90s?
Yeah.
Of my buddy doll. When I was a youngster, my best friend Jerry Hill, back in the day when we were kids,
Right.
he had my buddy doll.
Oh, hell.
And I'm talking about, I was like in the 3rd grade when he got this doll.
So that
My
was like
thought-
60 years ago.
My thoughts are, did you go to some damn garage sale buy your kids some toys?
No, it was popular. It was My Buddy doll.
It
was
must have
popular.
lasted for a while.
I think it came out, and then I think it died out. And then I think it kind of had a resurgence.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what it was. Yeah.
But
I'll
when
buy
we-
that.
When
I'll
we
buy
bought
that.
it for him, I mean, it was every ad on TV was about My Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And, so that's why he had to have one. He kept seeing it on TV. But then Chucky came out, and no kid in the world wanted a My Buddy doll anymore. So,
Yeah, because when that Chucky movie came out,
yeah,
when I saw that, I was like, I don't know, 20-something.
yeah.
And I saw that on TV, and I was watching. As a matter of fact, I think the first time I watched it was with you and Sheila.
That's what I believe, yeah.
Yeah, I think it went to there. I thought we watched it on TV or tape back in the day. But we
VCR.
rented it, and I watched it with them. And as soon as I got done watching that, I remember calling my buddy like a day or so later, like, "Hey man, you seen that new movie yet, Chucky?" He's like, "I have seen that movie. Do you remember that doll you used to have?" And he's like,
Yep.
"That was the first thing I thought of when I seen it. Is that damn doll I had?" So the dolls are haunting. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
But if you ever go install some cable and there's some Elmo dolls there, just say, "Hey, look
Just
at that.
leave.
Everything's going to have to be put in the closet, and you're going to need. I need some backup." But yeah, that was terrifying.
It
Man.
was, I'm sure.
Well, it was a little old lady, and it made me think that after I left there, I wonder if she sat there and had tea parties with them.
Right.
And they like freaking talked to her and
That
stuff.
was going to be my question, and they talked to her back.
They should talk to me, and I wasn't ready to play. I got the hell up out of there. Somebody had to come back later, and all these dolls got to be gone.
I can just imagine that. And in total silence. Will you play with me?
Well, I'll take on a bear in the middle of the night with a switch, but you some scary shit. But like, hey, look, I gotta go because I gotta work tomorrow. So you guys are on your own here.
I'd like to make fun of you, but I mean, I just told the story. My monitor popped at me. I got up, left the house, left my wife and 2 children here. And that's when my children was little. They could not take care of themselves.
But you'll have that on them scary nights.
Hell yeah. This was morning, but yeah.
Mornings are scary too.
When
Now,
y'all
Kyle's
by
had some
yourself.
weird. Kyle has lived in some haunted houses.
I have. It's been some weird shit happening.
I remember when your ass was living over on what was 3rd Street over there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Kyle had a bad one over there.
Oh yeah.
I witnessed this. He had a dog. Was it dog's name Coco?
Yeah.
It was your dog. You don't remember that name.
Well, it was Sheila's dog, my wife's dog, but yeah.
Like, I'm his friend, but that's my wife's cousin.
Right. Well, no, that was her dog. The dog just tolerated the fact that I lived in the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was not my dog in any
I'm
way,
a witness
shape,
to
or form.
that. But
He
Remember-
tolerated me.
that dog, they had this cabinet, what was it, above your TV there in your
Yeah.
living room, like over a closet, and that's where you stored stuff up there.
Right. It
And
was
I'm-
an old house from
Yeah.
probably the 40s.
That thing would just pop open,
Yeah.
and it would get cold in that living room, and that dog would go ape shit.
Oh, yeah. Did I ever tell you about trying to put the cat up there?
Vaguely.
Well, I kept thinking, it had to be like we had a rat or something up there. I'm trying to look for a logical thing. So I thought, well, I'm going to put the cat in there because it went all the way across the wall of the house. I thought, I'll throw the cat
That's
up in
bad
there. And
juju.
if there's a mouse, a rat, or whatever, that cat will take care of it.
Yeah.
That cat killed me. I got it just close to going in that hole, and I had blood running down both arms. That cat was, no, we are not going in there. I don't know what the shit you think you're doing to me, but it's not happening.
Cat's be effing up.
But the funniest story ever about that particular house, let's see who's talking to us, and I'll get into that. And then we'll actually get on to the show because we had none of this, is where we intended to go.
It's turned into the haunting in Paris.
All right, what's that say?
Says we used to live next to a guy with a
CB radio
See?
tower.
Yeah. I'm good with my numbers and stuff. It's just far
And
away.
his voice would bleed through our radio. Always freaked me out.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
and I've actually had that happen. It would come through our TV,
Mhm.
you know. But which is the perfect lead in to what I was going to say. I'm sitting here one morning, I'm watching Saturday morning wrestling.
Yeah.
Nobody's around to screw with me. My wife is sitting there.
It's just I was there too.
Okay, yeah, y'all were sitting there,
Yeah.
but we only owned one remote control. I knew that.
Yeah.
And the
This
remote
was
was laying
spooky.
right in front of me.
I was not happy. I did not care for it.
So in the middle of my wrestling program, it just automatically flips to the Little Mermaid. So
It was bad. It was
I'm
bad
like,
juju.
all right, this ain't cool, but I reached down, put it back on wrestling. I watch a couple minutes of wrestling, goes to the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So I put it back on wrestling. This goes on for 20 minutes.
It went on for a
probably.
while.
Yeah. And every time I would put it on wrestling, it would go back to the Little Mermaid.
It was scary.
So that's enough right there to freak you out a little bit, But then the coup de grace, did I say that right? When the Little
I'm buying
Mermaid,
it. I'm buying it.
when the Little Mermaid went off,
Yeah.
the TV turned off.
Yeah.
It's like whatever little girl ghost was there said, "Can't watch Little Mermaid. I'm done," and turned the TV off.
He did this for like 20 minutes, like you said. But then he finally said, "To hell with this," and he left it on the Mermaid.
Yeah.
And we watched the rest of it. And we sat there like we were trained idiots watching that
Exactly.
thing. And when it went off, the TV went off.
Yep.
And it was like, look, man, I got to go.
There's a little girl ghost here, and she wanted to watch that Little Mermaid.
I did. I basically literally told Kyle, hey, this was fun, but I got to go because I just want y'all to know I love y'all, but I feel like y'all are not going to be here tomorrow. I feel like
Right.
you're going to be murdered in your sleep. And I think I called them.
Sheila's mom wouldn't even come over
I
to
know.
that house. Grab one or
You want
not?
to grab one?
Well, you're right there. I opened it. I did my part.
This is why we fight right here. Make a gesture. Make a gesture. I'll kill you. Anyways, that's fun. Let's get off the haunting because I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm going to have to go home and watch like 18 cartoons before I can fall asleep.
Poor Ed. But yeah, none of that was even in our. So we said we had a full slam
We
packed
do.
hour.
And we still got plenty of time and we still got a lot to say.
Right, but we spent 20 minutes on something neither one of us even expected to talk about.
But I tell you what, man, I am so happy about the internet age. I mean, the fact that we got these phones and we can look things up on a second's notice, man. Because when I was a kid watching scary shows, I was terrified. And I'd be like, I had this magic pillow I'd keep up, just keep in front of me like this. So as soon as I cover them my eyes.
It's
But
like the kid in every horror show, if you get under the sheet, nothing can hurt you there.
That's it, exactly.
Like the dude coming in with the big knife can't get through that sheet.
But here's the thing, my buddy Kyle loves them scary movies.
Oh, God, yeah.
He always puts me through it. But now I got the trick of it because and he knows how things were. How was it? When we was all together.
If we watched a scary show, we had to watch a comedy after.
Had to watch because I'll bite you, but scary shows, we had to watch something funny afterwards, and that's the rules. Especially if Sheila would have picked out them scary ass shows.
Oh, yeah.
The B-rated scary shows, it was just like, and Sheila picked, we'll do that one. That's a show. That's another show altogether.
Yeah, I was going to quote that one that had you so upset, but I would break my own rule about the F-bomb like 4 times just in telling a 2-minute story.
Yeah.
So,
all right. We're going to get off the haunted stuff.
All right. So what you got in mind?
Got you. JD likes some scary shows too.
I'm with you, JD. I will watch them every night if they'll let me.
Right. But that was my thing about the internet age. Now, he picks up a scary show. Like, hey, come over, watch some TV. We're going to watch a couple of shows. Nothing bad. Get over there and it's like, yeah, that's the scariest thing in the United States right now. You want to watch that now? And it's already dark outside. I got to drive home in this shit. Son's going to come out from the back seat and strangle me.
And you don't even have a back seat.
I do have a back seat in that truck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
your old truck didn't have a back
My
seat.
old truck. But now I can sit there, pull up the phone like, yeah, we're having a good time. What's this show called? And I look at the cast and see who plays the bad guy. It's like, he don't look scary.
Try that with Nightmare on Elm Street.
I have tried that.
Freddy Krueger is scary even if it's Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Robert Englund scares me way more than Freddy Krueger does.
And that's a funny story, too, about that show.
Yeah.
When it first came out, we were like teenagers then.
Right.
Maybe even junior high.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that came out.
Do you
And
have
it
a
was,
point?
it was the scariest show across the United States. And it was like horrifying. There was people in the paper talking about people were wetting their pants and this and that because how scary it was. And it was terrifying. I did go and watch it, but
Right.
I went home and watched me a whole bunch of cartoons when I got there, and that was good. I got to sleep all right. But it was terrifying. It was a horrible show.
Right.
But then we watched it 30 years later?
Yeah.
And it was
It's
comical.
like a comedy.
It was funny as hell because he kept making comments about it. These damn kids.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, and then we also at the time, Robert Englund was out there. It's like, ain't nobody scared of Robert Englund.
Right.
He's a little bit, but I could take him.
Well, I don't know. I'm more scared of Robert Englund than I am Freddy Krueger.
Why?
I don't know. He just strikes me as that guy that would shake your hand and then cut your bowels out your stomach while you was talking. I think I think Freddy got into Robert. And I'm not trying to say haunted or nothing like that, but they say you take on the character that you play. Well,
yeah.
I think Freddy kind of became Robert Englund, or Robert Englund became Freddy Krueger.
So we need to put Robert Englund in a home. When in what insane asylums?
No, we just don't need to be in the same room with him by ourselves.
All right, we're gonna have to watch a cartoon.
Okay.
We got to now. I'm getting scared.
No, when the movie was in its heyday, and they would try to get him to do interviews,
Yeah,
he would interview as Robert Englund, or he would interview as Freddy Krueger. But one would not acknowledge that the other existed.
Ooh.
So if you wanted him in an interview as Freddy Krueger, you could not ask him about Robert Englund because he would not acknowledge that Robert Englund existed.
So Robert Englund's a twisted dude.
He's a twisted
All
dude.
right,
That's
Robert,
why
you
I'm
need
more
some help,
scared of
man.
him than I am Freddy. We're not going to get off this topic, are we?
We got to change this topic. We got to change this topic. Because I'm not kidding, man. I'm going to have to go home. It's going to be like, y'all don't know it, but when this show's done, we do other stuff. It's going to be at midnight by the time I get home. And I don't want to be staying up 3 o'clock in the morning watching cartoons.
And, when I made the thumbnail, I didn't put nothing on it about Freddy Krueger or none of that. So
That's right. We do have to talk about other things. So I told you about the cable with Elmo. It's a scary time for me.
Right.
Freaked me out. Ghosted me. Spooked me. Probably peed a couple times. Let a little out. Let it dry.
Right.
Don't pee all at one time when you're scared. Work it out. But I am curious about this other little thing we got on the card here.
All right. Well, that kind of falls under my segment. Would you like to introduce it?
We're going to go to Kyle's segment here. And we like to call this the sick, twisted, screwed up things, sexual shit most of the time. I don't know what he's looking at, but he's got his own little world over here. Kyle's sick, twisted news moments.
We need a little small music intro to give for that. For my
I think it should be like Psycho.
That may work. All right. Well, as you just run me down and talk bad about me, I'm going into my first one. It has nothing to do with sex in any way, shape, or form.
And that's a shocker, ladies and gentlemen.
Because,
What do we got here?
Newlyweds abandoned at sea by a Maui snorkeling company. And, you look at the headlines and it felt like we was going to die. It made me think of the old thing, I was scared. Thought I was going to die. But no. Okay, so it says newlyweds, but this chick and this dude, they go out, it's their honeymoon.
There's a movie about that.
Well, I don't want to hear about the movie.
We're not going to talk about the movie because Kyle said he does not want to hear about it.
But it's their honeymoon.
Yeah.
So they go out and they go snorkeling.
Right.
All right. So you already know the whole story. You watched the movie.
No, years ago, but this is
Okay.
saying something else.
So they go out, they go snorkeling, and what's supposed to happen is, the boat captain is like, okay, we're going to go for like 45 minutes. Then everybody back on the boat, we're going to go to a second site for us to all go snorkeling.
Yeah.
So these two are out doing their thing, and, the boat just starts taking off. So they're doing distress signals and, hey, come in, somebody, hey, you're leaving us here. Well, they're steadily screaming, and the boat's just moving on to the next side. They don't give a flying shit that them two are
This has
still
got
out
to be
in
the
water.
East Coast.
So it's Hawaii.
That's going to be West Side.
But so the boat just runs off and leaves them, and they're just stuck in the middle of the ocean. They said there's about 2 miles out.
2 miles out ain't too awful bad.
No, but imagine if you have to swim 2 miles.
Yeah.
They said first they tried to chase the boat, but the waves were real big and coming in and hitting them. And it's like they swam for 10 minutes and they thought they was even further away from the boat than what they was. So they decided to go to land. Now nobody died. They made it to land. Everything was fine. They said they was a little dehydrated, but everything was fine. My question though is, I find this hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some people may not, but I find it hilarious. I mean, your ass is in the middle of the ocean. They're supposed to know that, okay, we had 45 passengers when we stopped. We need 45 when we leave. And this boat just says, we out.
Yeah.
It's like 45 minutes, you're back on the boat. It's been 45 minutes and 12 seconds, we gone.
Well, it reminds me of that movie that came out. It was like the Black Sea or something like that. Black snorkeling or whatever it was. There was a movie about this, and this really happened. This is almost going back to The Haunting.
Right.
It was a man and woman, newlywed. Well, I ain't gonna say newlyweds. They were on a vacation, but they went snorkeling somewhere off the coast, probably Florida, maybe. I don't think Hawaii, because I don't know. But it was like somewhere. It was close to the seaboards, and but they were far enough out you couldn't see land. Now, when I went fishing up in New Hampshire, we went out 12 miles. We went out 14 miles. I couldn't see nothing. You couldn't tell anything. Right. Once we stopped, I couldn't tell even what direction we were facing. It was noon. Sun was straight up. I had no idea. If we'd have hit something, I had no idea where to go. But they did the same thing on that movie. Those two people, they were doing head counts and stuff like that when they decided to go back to shore when it was done. But these two people were still underwater with their snorkeling gear and their scuba and all that. Yeah. And they did not get picked up. And they sat out there. They guess it was like the next day, close to evening, when they realized, hey, we did not have all the passengers. Because when the boat came in, everybody got off, and there was 2 packs of gear there, like purses and a bag and stuff like that. So they realized that 2 things. They put it in the lost and found and all that. Yeah. And that was the only thing that, they guesstimated what happened after at sea, what they were going through. It was horrible. Watch it. Black Depths or something like that. Okay. It was horrible what they went through. But moving on.
This is actually my segment.
This is Kyle's segment. We're moving on.
So, where we're going now, I found this. Thought you might like it. Boober Eats.
Boober Eats. Strip club launches topless food delivery due to coronavirus.
I thought it was ingenious.
I think it's brilliant.
So the strip club, they already sold sandwiches and shit like that. So they just opened it up to, because with coronavirus, nobody was allowed in the building anymore. Right. So they opened it up. So they take these chicks, they're dancers. Yeah. And they deliver your food to you topless. Now, I did watch a video on it. You can see it right there. Boober Eats. Yeah. I did watch a video on it, and they do wear little pasties. So,
I just want you to know I'm for this.
I am all for this. But they
Is this
are,
happening now? And do we have one near us?
we do, unfortunately, we do not have one near us, which leads to the other part of this. You know, our little town had one strip club.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want none of the girls that were in that club anywhere near my food. I mean,
Are we talking about the way it was later or back when we first started going out there?
well, I've never been there. I've just heard stories.
Uh,
But the way it was
Hard to
later when
contradict
the way it was later when it was
oh, yeah, that was horrible then.
I wouldn't want I didn't want to see their boobies. Don't just keep your little pasties on, you know. Put on a shirt and a sweater and probably a turtleneck and go in and wear the mask like that chick's wearing right there.
Yeah.
You know, they was bad.
It was horrible at the end. When they first started, though, that was a classy little joint.
Yeah, but they's getting all the girls from Dallas
That's true.
and bringing in the ones that, you know, was actually good looking girls.
Well,
So
we're going to save this for another show, but ask us about the night at the strip club with Kyle's wife coming with us.
all right, but and as for my teas, we'll cover that next week because we
Next
just
week.
got way too much to get into this
All
week.
right.
But as far as you know, for your teaser, don't never take your wife to the strip club. Bad idea.
But it was fun. But this, I'm all for. Bring this to Paris, Texas.
I will order it every day.
Every time. There'll be big time tips out there on the porch. Like, yeah, if you can't come, you want to come in? You need something to drink? Was ride okay?
Oh yeah, I don't think now this one you're gonna love. I should have put this one in the title, on the thumbnail, and all that. But you are absolutely gonna love this one.
What we got?
I don't know because my blind ass cannot see it.
Kyle's blind. He's old.
All right. A now defunct video hosting company. The site is flooding. I can't. Let me work on my technical difficulties for a second. There we go.
Kyle said the hip bomb.
I did not. I said difficulties.
Everybody drink.
Everybody drink. Now this actually is hilarious.
For the ones that don't drink, take a puff.
A defunct video hosting site flooded normal websites with hardcore porn. Now let me tell you what happened here.
All right. So it's a porn site and it's flooding the normal websites.
Kind of.
Okay.
All right. Back in the day, there was a video site that came out. It was basically trying to compete with YouTube. And a lot of these major websites was using videos off of it. Well, when it went away, they didn't take the links off of their site.
Oh.
And well, recently, a porn company bought that name.
Oh.
So now it's doing its own thing with its porn videos. And we're talking major websites, dude. We're talking, you know, the Washington Post, the New York Times.
Oh, news sites. Yeah,
right,
okay.
news sites. But you click on the title and it says, you know, Nicki Minaj, you know, buys a puppy.
Yeah.
Well, when you click the link, though, to go there, it's still going to the old link, which is now the...
So Nicki Minaj buying a puppy is now like, here's a pearl necklace.
Right, yeah, here's a pearl necklace to go along with your puppy that you just bought. You know, you get some dude that's hung like a horse laying pipe when you were just trying to see the picture of the little puppy.
It's what's a puppy. Here's a pop getting laid and pearl necklaces.
Now,
and that'd be bad if you're just like looking at the news and your wife walks by and looks over your shoulders like,
yeah,
I did not go here. This shit just showed up.
That would be bad. But my question, because nowhere in the whole article does it ever say that they had any complaints about it. Yeah,
I could see that. Because I could see myself sitting over at the house and reclining like, what you looking at? Oh, just some news.
Mm.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see y'all later.
Right. Y'all go to
I'm
bed.
tired.
I'm going back to the Washington Post.
Spank bang.
The New York Times is putting out a lot more interesting news than they ever have before.
This is not about feeding the children.
Oh, God.
I know where your dirty ass mind just went. I went there too, and it was horrible.
Yes, that is not what you feed to the children. Put your hand up.
Bad co-host.
Patty.
So we're gonna get off of this side. We're
Yes,
gonna go check something else
We're
out.
just gonna get rid of this all together before we get our own selves in trouble here.
Well, let's move on to the last little bit of tidbit information Kyle has here.
Let's get to the one that'll really make Edward giggle.
And I do like to giggle.
This is a little bit of an older story. But this, go ahead. You know
this
the
is
story.
the church that was shaped into a penis. And this story has always killed me. Here's my thoughts on that. What did the preacher and the congregation do to this contractor
To piss him off.
to piss him off and not say, oh, okay, you want a straight building? We're going to curve this some bitch. And the drones are now coming out. So here's your aerial photos.
And who from the church signed off on that?
I know, right? I bet when they was looking at the blueprints, it was all squared angles and just looking like a 35-degree angle or something like that. Say, oh yeah, this looks good. Well, wait till we put the shingles on this some bitch.
Now, I'm going to act like I don't already know the news, but this picture is showing when there was a water main break.
Water main break, yeah.
And of course, you can see exactly where the water is shooting out of. So, what's it look like the church is doing now?
Yeah. But this is, it just cracks me up, man. This is a real church.
Yes.
Do we know where this church is?
We do.
Where's this church at, Kyle?
You're going to love this one.
Please don't say Texas.
No, it's actually in Illinois.
Illinois.
This is the Church of Dixon. Located in Dixon, Illinois. I thought that was just the cherry on top. The
Church of
of Dixon.
Well, how do you want your church to look, Mr. Dixon? Well, let's just make it look like a dick.
Now, with a little investigating, I have found out the water main never broke.
Right.
This part was photoshopped in and all that. But I mean, even without it, shooting or pissing or whatever your mind took you to there, the church is still shaped like a dick.
We found this because somebody told us about it.
Yeah.
And they told us what it was called, the Church of the Penis.
Right.
It's like, that can't be right. You type in the Church of the Penis, and that thing shows up right there.
Exactly. But I mean, the real name is probably just as good. This is the Church of Dixon, which it's spelled Dixon, but, Dixon.
It's so wrong.
All right. So,
if you got any comments on that, we'd really like to hear it because this is just too good to be true.
I know. I mean, that was like force fed to us. We'll just, how can you not talk about that?
I mean, you go to church, churches act like they don't compete, but they do. We got so many followers. We're this.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing all this work in the community, this and that. So, our church is built like a dick. Can you top that? Well, we cannot.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Let me see you top that. We built ours like a dick. I bet the priest is a real stickler.
Shout to Darren. Love that thought. Is it stickler or dickler?
I don't know, but Darren might have just shut the show down.
You broke Kyle, dude.
I'm
You
broke.
broke Kyle.
I'm broke. I'm broke.
We're going to put out on this day, March, whatever the hell it is. We looked at a church that was shaped like a penis, and Darren Mitchell broke Kyle. I'm proud of you, Darren. We got to get these boys on the show.
We do.
We got to get them on a thing. We're going to talk to these boys. We're going to show y'all the Mitchell boys one day. They're a good group of guys, love them to death, but we're going to get them on the show one night. We're going to have a 4-camera thing here. We're going to talk some trash.
But every time you say the F-bomb, you have to put $1 in the jar.
Or drink.
No, yeah, if you're on camera, you got to put $1 in the jar.
I don't have enough money to cover that. And I've done good the last couple
You
of shows.
have. I've been very proud of you.
I'm trying to be better.
For next week's show, I'm going to get you a sticker.
Better be gold. If it's any other gold, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. I said if it's any other gold, I'll slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
I've drank some beers. Now, I just want you to know. And that's what this show's about. We drink beers, we get funny, we tell crazy stories.
What this show is about is y'all get to see what the hell I have to put up with every day of my life.
For over 30 years.
30 years I've put up with this.
What's the problem, Kyle?
I've been fed to the dogs. I've been pushed in front of an armadillo that we thought was a bear. You know,
That was on the news. I really thought it was a bear.
I almost died one day, and your only thought was, what am I going to tell Sheila? You know,
And I was
you
wondering
didn't help me off the building.
I was trying to bring him. I said, did I roll him off the edge? Did I carry him through? I mean, there was a lot of thoughts going through my head there.
Not one of them had to do with, oh, hell, Kyle's dead.
Check his pulse. Let's try CPR. Let's bring him back. Like, shit, I'm going to tell his wife about this.
Yeah, just, how is this going to affect Ed?
No, not how it's going to affect Ed.
Well, yeah, poor Ed was going to tell his wife.
I was all worried about what shit's going to do. I gotta tell his wife. Hey, look, Kyle did not take off his wedding ring. He hit a big fucking. Oh, I said the F-bomb. You said it a couple times.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You said defunkeries.
Well, that's not the F-bomb.
I would like anybody that's man enough to do it to rewind this show and tell me Kyle did not say the F-bomb in his defunctories.
You said the F-bomb and we lost 5 viewers.
Oh, that's not good.
We did not realize we was working with the religious crowd. We will try to be better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 o'clock.
You led me into it great, but we started late, remember?
We did. We're going to finish these beers. You got some extra time, ladies and gentlemen.
You led me into a great story, and then we got on to the F-bomb, and now I don't remember what you led me into.
Were you on top of that building dead?
Probably has something to do with that.
For
Yeah.
3.8 seconds?
Yeah,
I timed it.
and you didn't care.
I cared.
You only cared if my wife was going to be mad at you or not.
She was going to be furious, Kyle. Your wife got issues.
Yeah, we didn't have insurance back then, so.
And that cracks me up about something Kyle had. Kyle was sitting there one time. He was having heart problems. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He said, I think I may need to go to the hospital. And what did your wife tell you?
You're fine.
You think you can hold out a little bit? Let me call some insurance companies and see if we get something going on. And she wasn't talking about insurance at the hospital. She's like, in the case of a death, I think we get you about $65,000.
That ain't exactly how it went, but that's the funnier version of the story.
That's the way I'm telling it.
All right. Yeah, so we had a little difficulties at the beginning, but we covered all our topics. We
really did.
covered being haunted. And, we kind of flew through this. So, I mean, if you're good with it, I do want to say if anybody has any questions, let's answer them now. But let's call this a show.
We're going to call it a show, ladies and gentlemen. We got some shorts to make. We're doing some other stuff because we're too hip to be rad. That was just a horrible thing to say.
That was, and at all that screw ups, we're just gonna go off air.
We gotta put this beer. We gotta put that fridge on the stand.
We're not. That fridge is fine where it's at.
But I just whooped your ass.
Well, you've thought that for 30 years, so.
Howdy. You suck it down.